she has that personality, and no matter what she plays, she could be the bitching, moaning champion or the I'm the greatest thing in the world. But after you listen to her, you say, shut the hell up. You want somebody to shut that mouth. And even when she gets beat, she's entertaining as hell.
One thing that was well-deserved that has been a long time coming, at least in my opinion, I know there's going to be some people out there who are going, Jesus Christ, not another championship inside of WWE. They do have a cavalcade of accolades just building up here inside of WWE. But it is something that I think has been needed in the women's division that will hopefully give a reason for them to put more focus on the women's mid-card than what has been given in recent years. We keep talking about there's a lot of talent there. No denying a lot of talent, but there's a whole lot of talent who have been stuck in limbo for a long time. And hopefully, Dutch Mantell, the creation of the WWE Women's United States Championship, which was announced a couple weeks ago now, from when this show is going to air. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know how it's going to be decided. We don't know what brand it's going to be on or if it's going to be a floating title. All we know is that superstars from Raw and SmackDown are going to be able to compete to become the inaugural champion.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Let's start with the fact of, do you think this is a good idea?
Well, I don't think it's a bad idea. Of course, we don't see how they're going to treat this and handle it. Hell, it could be 2 weeks. We could be saying, boy, what a stupid idea because they handle it wrong. But they've given them a new car. They bought them a new car.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be driving this car for a while, and let's see how fast it can go and see if it can beat something. And they have the talent to put a lot of emphasis on that title. It's up to them to how much they do it, what story they tell around that. And I think it's actually a good idea. I would actually take this title and put some emphasis on it. And are you going nowhere? Just somebody having a title, it don't mean shit. But they got to do something with it, or whoever's challenging them, the story they can tell together, and that will tell the success. And what's the name of it?
United States. It's the Women's United States Championship.
No,
So
I think it's a good idea. I really do.
So we're going to have the North American Championship that has a female counterpart in NXT, a United States Championship that has a female counterpart on the main roster. I would assume at some point down the line, there will be a Women's Intercontinental Championship. At some point. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I don't know if it's going to be 2026. But for right now, and this is something that SP3 and I talked about, off air throughout the week, and he made up a very valid point, and I'm going to give him credit for it. Let's slow play this. Let's start with one. Let's see if you're successful with one, and then move on to the next one. SP3 for me, the success of the Women's United States Championship is going to come down to two things. One, them giving them ample enough time to devote to it, which is going to be difficult with both Raw and SmackDown at only 4 hours. So hopefully, for the sake of this title, one of those shows goes to 3 hours in January, and I think one of them will give a little bit more time. But I think with the nature of it potentially being a floating title, that has the chance to really make this thing a workhorse title where somebody can go on Raw and on SmackDown and do these open challenges. I think the Becky Lynch model when she was the NXT Women's Champion is the perfect model that you need to replicate with this. And I think for me, that includes the inaugural champion. I know this belt was made and immediately think, oh, this would be great for Michin or Chelsea Green or Candice LeRae, or pick literally anybody from Fusion Collective or Kairi Sane, like all these really, really talented women who are like, please do something with them. But I go back to what Triple H said at the WrestleMania 40 night 2 press conference, where he's like, you want to make a title, you want to establish a title, you want to make it feel as big as possible, you put it on Seth Rollins and you let him go to work. I would not be surprised if they did something similar and they put it on somebody like Bayley, who can carry it for the first couple of months, make it that workhorse title, put some of the younger girls over, Maybe put somebody on the map a la Tiffany Stratton like Becky Lynch did, help put her on the map, and then drop it at WrestleMania to somebody and really kind of make them. You want that audience investment in the U.S. title right off the bat. I think that might be a smart play that they could do.
I don't necessarily think that Bayley needs another accolade to be the inaugural champion. I do understand like she is the workhorse for the women's division, but this was not Seth Rollins after you butchered him in the WWE Championship picture. It wasn't Seth Rollins after he had a bad reign or a reign that was often forgotten with the top title. So I don't think that immediately putting a secondary title on Bayley is helping out that secondary title, or it's helping out Bayley. I think that Bayley being the first kind of challenger for whoever becomes the champion, I think that might do more to benefit the title than her actually having the title itself. If they want to put it on a younger star like your Tiffany Stratton, if they want to put it on someone who can be a workhorse but doesn't have that kind of just coming off of that, like Io Sky, someone like that
she would be my second choice. Yeah,
that can work for them as well. But I don't know if Bayley is the right choice right now. I think Bayley should become, because it's going to help your prestige and the legacy of the title if she eventually holds it. But I don't necessarily think she's the best choice for the inaugural title.
A lot's going to depend on when it's competed for. We don't know when that's going to happen. Yeah, go ahead, Dutch. We're going to wrap up here in a minute. What's up?
You know who I think would be the perfect girl to put it on?
Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I love her because she has that personality, and no matter what she plays, she could be the bitching, moaning champion or the I'm the greatest thing in the world. But after you listen to her, you say, shut the hell up. You want somebody to shut that mouth. And even when she gets beat, she's entertaining as hell. To me, I think she's the most entertaining female person they got there, girl they got there. Chelsea that's her. And that's just her personality coming through. And she's that way in real life anyway, because, very, very nice person. But when she gets on air, she knows what to do with it. But I would put it on her and just see what she can do with it. I push her a little bit. And
I think she would make the perfect second champion, unless she undergoes like kind of a character shift, because right now you already have Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, who are going to be your heel-esque. We're not going to be defending our titles very often because nobody's really kind of like on our level, kind of chicken shit type heel people. I would put it on a baby face who's going to put in that work rate type stuff, and then put it on Chelsea at WrestleMania. That's just my opinion, but she definitely should be one of the first 2 or 3 to win this belt for sure. She has 100% earned it, and I agree with you. She's the most entertaining woman that they have in that entire company. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Always stay here to the Sportskeeda Wrestling Facebook page and the WrestleBinge by Sportskeeda YouTube channel every Friday night. As long as Dutch is there, we'll be there to recap SmackDown. Have a great night, everybody.